I think it's a really beautiful idea to think about community over competition. As women, it's really something only discussed in women circles in
Yeah,
business, and I believe that it actually holds us back.
yeah,
I think it creates a glass ceiling, and it creates this hesitation in us. I think it's it's challenging enough to be an entrepreneur, to be a creative, to put ourselves out in the world as women in particularly male dominated industries like photography, to go, this is me, this is who I am. Oh, but I've also got to think about the other 6 photographers in the area and make sure I'm not treading on their toes as well. And we're basically tripping each other up, or tripping ourselves up, by adding that extra layer of pressure. And I'm not talking about don't consider the other photographers, but if you're trying to make money, you need to consider your strength, your ability, your best foot forward, your dynamism, your offers, and the way to be successful in business is to safeguard those.
yeah,
And I love that you've talked about collaboration over competition, because collaboration is a different thing. It's a conscious
yeah,
decision
yeah,
to work with an individual or a group of individuals where you have the same goal and the same intentions and the same questions and the same curiosities and the same hopes for and financial goals for on a path. Whereas if you go, okay, well, we're all going to be community and we're all going to hold together, yes, support your fellow creative, yes, absolutely. And I am one, I will always share my fellow creatives, and I will always support them and help them and sing. But when it comes to my work,
yeah,
it's absolutely paramount that I keep focused on the income I'm making and the service I'm providing and the clients I'm working with, and safeguarding those clients. I've heard photographers say, well, if a client goes to another photographer, then I can't do anything about it. And it's, but actually, it's really up to us to fight to save those clients and keep them. And yes, isn't it wonderful that we have choice? Absolutely. But if you're looking at a business with longevity and with consistency and sustainability, you need to focus on your business, and considering the community as a wider aspect, I think can be really can be detrimental.
yeah. This is where, when I'm working with the clients that I work with, I always come back to why. What's your why? Why are you in it? Why are you doing it? What's unique to you? Why would a client choose you? Why would they spend money with you? Why do you offer what you offer? Why do you have the packages that you have? Why are you showing up on social media?
Yeah.
You have to know who you are in that business
Yeah.
to be able to participate positively in a community.
Yeah.
Communities can be very toxic.
Yeah.
You can say, I'm part of a community, but what part are you playing in that community?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's great to be part of a community. It's great to have conversations around what everyone's doing, but you have to come back to yourself, your business, why you're in business. Are you in business to make money? Are you in business to, create beautiful things? Are you in business to perhaps build a community? And you have to understand yourself so that you can be part of that community in a way that benefits everybody. Whereas collaboration, you and I in this situation, we both bring something completely different to the table, even though we both take photos, we both I've written a book. We both have mentoring sessions. We are in collaboration because we started out, I started following you, I think, just before Naked Marketing. And yeah, like I've just loved you like that whole way along, and we became friends, and
Yeah.
and now we have the opportunity to bounce these things off each other. We can have these honest conversations. We can have conversations where perhaps you don't totally agree with what I say, and maybe vice versa, and we can bring that layers and the depths to the conversations in collaboration.
Yeah. Yeah.
And collaboration, like you're much stronger on, say, the artist side of the podcast. So you're creating all the beautiful art. Whereas I'm happy to play in the back end.
Yeah.
And work out the systems and work out how we're going to get it out. That's a beautiful collaboration.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're both bringing our strengths to it, and we understand our strengths, we understand our weaknesses, and yet we're going to put out this fabulous offering and conversations to people.
Yeah, exactly. You exactly hit the nail on the head, is that there is a beauty about community, but when it's an open community, you don't necessarily know everybody's individual reasons for being there. And isn't it wonderful to say, I'm an open book? But there will be people within that space who will be there to get the quick answers, get the formulas, get the ways to move forward without doing the work. And that minimizes and contradicts our worth as intelligent women who have invested the time to learn and grow and fail. And the podcast scenario is different because we're here having the conversations, feeling like they can go out into the world, but we're not necessarily opening our diaries and our sketchbooks and are revealing all the answers. Was it Austin Kleon in one of his books says, show your dots but don't connect them? And I absolutely love that. Because there's nothing wrong with showing your working, but really sharing everything, and to the detriment of your income and your earning potential. And
to be quite honest, it's no one's business.
Yeah.
It's actually no one's business but your own.
Yeah.
And we all have our own way of processing things and the depths of what we want to share or not share and keep private. And I think it's just a very personal choice.
Yeah.
And ultimately, when you go into business, you have your own reason for going into business.
Yeah.
And that's your own reason.
Yeah.
Like my main reason when I started my business was so that one of my biggest goals was so I could have dinner with Scott and the boys every night. Because I'd done shift work for 20-something years. And for that whole time, I would make dinner and then go to work.
Yeah.
So, like a few mentors sort of, I think, were a bit disgusted with me, or coaches were a bit disgusted with me because I was like, oh, my biggest goal is to have dinner with my family. And they were like, oh, fuck with this lady. However, if you look at what I have to achieve to have dinner with my family, I have to make a certain amount of money. So making a certain amount of money means I have to build my business. So to build my business, I have to do the work.
Yeah.
To do the work, I have to have the courage and understanding of why I'm even taking this on. Because I have a very stable job at the hospital, paid me fortnightly very well. I've been there so long that I can literally like dictate when I want to work. So why take on this business? So, to say my biggest goal was to have dinner with my family, if you reverse engineer that, it's actually like, okay, so I need to make X amount of money.
Yeah.
So that I don't have to work at the hospital, so that I can be at dinner.
Yeah.
And, I do remember the first week that I was home every night for dinner with my family, and I got teary. I was like, it actually wasn't about the money in the bank. It was like, I'm getting teary now. I get to have dinner with them. And that was hard. Like, it was a hard year
Yeah.
of questioning myself. And that's why I really dig into and I'm so passionate with my clients about why are you doing this? Let's explore you. Like, it's about you.
Yeah.
It's not that, like, it's about you. It has to be about you. Why do you want this? Why are you doing it? Let's build that incredible trust in yourself, in what you're building. Let's understand how resourceful you are. Let's understand how capable you are. I mean, I could talk about this all day, but that's why I'm so passionate about it, because women, and in communities, women are incredible. Like, you look at, when there is a disaster or there is a huge, something happen in a community, you see the women just automatically, I don't know, cook a meal or organize something, or they band together. And women can do incredible things when they're in community and they have a shared goal and they're like, right, this has to be done. And we just band together and do it.
Yeah.
And that is an incredible thing as part of a community. But again, you need to know why you're there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the concept of community has changed, which is fundamentally what we're really talking about here, isn't it? Because as with social media and with showing up online, there has been this development of an idea of community, and yet you actually don't know who these people are in your community because you've never met them and you may never meet them. So, there is, I think, I live in a community, in a small community. There are 400 people that live in our little township, and then obviously more in the surrounding areas. That is a community of people that know pretty much everybody by face. Most people know each other by name within reason, and they are supporting each other and making stuff happen. And not everybody has the same purpose or goal, but it works to a certain extent, and it is amazing to be part of, to witness. But I think what we're talking about is this community over competition in the online social media world. So there's this pressure for us to be all about community, but we actually don't know the people that are in our community. So therefore it becomes a threat. So therefore it becomes potentially exposing, and it becomes a place of distrust. And I think in-person community, absolutely, but this community, and the thing that really also gets me a little bit grated is this comparison of going, it's community or it's competition, and so therefore competition is rendered a bad thing, and actually it's a really positive thing. But it's just, we're all so afraid of it, particularly as women, as we go, okay, we're actually really nervous about this competition thing because it means that I have to work harder, I have to show up, I have to do all of these things. And
definition of competition. Keep talking.
I think over the years we've been deemed, if a woman is competitive, it's not very attractive. It's not a great quality for a woman to be competitive. it's ugly, it's aggressive,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have to be all of those things. It doesn't have to be those things. It means that you have a strong. So give me the definition.
So competition, a contest for some contest for some prize or advantage. The rivalry between competing people, teams, or business. A competitor or competitive. Relating to, involving, or decided by a competition. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Rivalry between people, teams, and business.
Yeah. Yeah. The only way things get better is by competition.
Yeah. We can't all win.
We can't all win. No. But
But
also
then that
there's
then
that.
comes back to what's your goal? Like for you, what is winning? Because
Yeah.
it's going to be for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've always said, I remember when I was in Dubai and there are so many photographers there. And I always remember saying, you know, everybody was sort of a little bit like, there was a lot of competition. I took myself aside and I said, Chloe, you've only got so many hours in the day to shoot. You have a small child. I had Max at the time, and I only had certain amount of hours, and I had an amount of money really that I needed and wanted to make. And I was like, so actually out of the big pie, I only really need a slice of it. So I am in competition with these other photographers, but as long as I safeguard my slice, then I'm fine.
It's just back to that whole thing of staying in your own lane.
Yeah. Yeah. Make sure you get a lane, though. Make sure you carve out a lane.
Yes.
But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Be in the competition.